In the build-up to the last 3 or 4 games, Jermaine wasn't playing as well as he could do, so I'd left him out for a couple of games, and 1 or 2 lads had a couple of knocks as well. And as you said, we went to Charlton, I think, the second to last game, knowing that if we won down there, we were promoted because of the way the results were going.
There are just over 3,000 Leeds fans here this afternoon, hoping to cheer their team on to the goal of promotion. Here's Lloyd Sam towards Suji! Charlton's automatic promotion dreams are still very much alive!
And I remember having probably playing 7-8 up front in the last 5 minutes of trying to win this game. We lost 1-0, which didn't make any difference because, as you said, we had our destiny in our own hands the last game of the season.
There was pressure going into it, but we ultimately knew at the beginning of the season, the squad that we've got here, as long as everybody's firing on all cylinders, there's no team in the league that could beat us, you know, and it was just a matter of getting back to winning ways, because we had 1 or 2 you know, sticky moments, and it was just getting back to a mindset that anybody that comes up against us, nobody is as good as us. And I think we kind of lost our way a little bit, but we managed to find our feet again. And fortunately, when we went through the blip, we were in such a strong position, we didn't feel it as much as we probably should have done.
I remember walking my dog on the Saturday morning thinking, right, I think I'd decided a few days before that I was bringing Jermaine back and what my team was going to be. Then walking my dog thinking, I need a captain. And I thought, well, a certain player thrives on the big games, the game situations, and maybe this might be an opportunity for Jermaine to be the captain, which I don't think he'd have ever expected to be doing, leading us out at Elland Road last game of the season. But we knew destiny was in our own hands with 38,000 inside Elland Road, but we also knew what a disaster it would have been that day if we didn't get the result.
Tell us about being made captain that last day then.
Mate. So I think the couple of games leading up to it, Glyn Snodding would throw me the armband and he would say, "Beck's gone, skipper for today." And the first time he did it, I was like, "Snods, seriously, don't mess around with me, mate. Is this for me?" And he was like, yeah, pass it to Brad for me, would ya? I was like, Glyn Snodding and Dusty and Simon Grayson all had a laugh about it, and yeah, I found it funny afterwards, not at the time. And they did that for like 2 or 3 games prior to the Bristol game. And then at the Bristol game, he threw me the armband and I handed it straight over to Bradley or somebody, I can't remember who it was. And he said, no, it's for you today, Bex. I was like, no, it's not. He tried to give it away. And Brad's looking at me and he's looking at Snods and he's looking at the gaffer and the gaffer's looking at me and the eyes are all going all over the place and he says, no, it's for you, seriously, it's for you today.
It was a standard joke that Ian Miller would do that. Jermaine passed this on to the people that he mentioned. But I just felt that the group, he was our talisman. He'd got all the goals for us. He'd got the goal at Old Trafford and he was a leading goal scorer and not played well. And I'd made a statement by leaving him out because I felt that he wasn't playing to the best of his capabilities. And there was a lot of talk about his future and things like that. And I just thought that sometimes when the group see a talisman come back into the team, it gives them a lift. But ultimately then to be the captain of the day gives him a lift and hopefully it lifts the group along with him.
I took it, put it in my pocket, and I just sat down for a minute, just trying to think of what it meant to be a captain, to what it meant to lead the team out, and that was it was quite a terrifying thought because it's a huge honour, but it's also a huge deal as well. You know, it's something that's a moment that will stick with me forever. You know, I've got lots of moments that I've really thoroughly enjoyed, but that's right up there. That's right up there. So when we went out onto the pitch, and I'm the first one leading the guys out. I'm not normally the first one, I'm normally further back. Just walking out and then seeing and hearing the atmosphere and the banners and the crowd cheering, and it was just, there's no words to describe it. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It's a moment where you just feel like everything, that felt like the pinnacle. It was an amazing, phenomenal moment, and I will forever cherish that moment. It's nuts. I can't vocalize exactly what I want to say about it. I want to, but I can't. I don't know how to.
Kilkenny's ball through, and the flag is up against Jermaine Beckford. He's put the ball in, but the flag is up. Mark Brown, the assistant on this near hand touchline, flagged very early. Now, out of your picture, Luciano Becchio is getting involved with number 48, Daniel Jones here, and Jones is being dragged away. And all the players are weighing in now. Gradle's there as well. And it's all come about because in the aftermath of the disallowed goal, Gradle and Jones initially got involved in something, and then Luciano Becchio weighed in to protect his teammate, but the referee now has some sorting out to do. The referee has shown a red card. It is a straight red card, and Max Gradle protests his innocence. But the referee is pointing to the tunnel, and Max Gradle continues to say he was the innocent party in amongst it all. He's absolutely furious with the referee, and he's furious with Jermaine Beckford, who's trying to prevent him getting into any further trouble here.
Anybody that knows Max Gradle knows that he's a very emotional character anyway, and he's not got a negative bone in his body. He's a lovely, lovely guy. And he just didn't really know how to. There was a little bit of fracas. He ended up lashing out. The referee saw what he did, not so much what the other guy did. He got sent off, and he was just trying to say, look, it's not my fault. The reason I did this is because, but it's too late, you know. So none of us hold it against him. Nobody holds it against him. It was just one of those situations that happened.
Even now, you have a plan B when you're going into your games, plan C, what might happen, what you might make with substitutions, and you do all that planning anyway. But I don't think you can ever plan for being down to 10 men, going into the biggest game that the club's been through in many, many years. I always tell the story at half-time. I always remember walking down the tunnel after Max had been sent off, and next to me as I'm walking down is Daniel Jones, the left back who he'd got involved with. And I don't know how it came into my head, I just said to him, just remember where you're playing second half, and it was the northeast corner, playing left back, and all the best getting off this pitch if we don't win this game, because you've been a major part of this game.
Jones collects the ball over on the far-hand touchline. Still the boos ring out after the first half sending off incident. Jones goes to the byline, gets his cross in as well. Kaffour arriving around the back, and it's a goal. And it's Darryl Duffy that has scored it. Darryl Duffy has got the goal right at the start of this second half. And the Bristol Rovers fans celebrate. And Paul Trollope's side are into the lead.
We were like a steam train in that season. And then to go a goal down as well was tricky, I'll be honest. But we had such a never say die attitude. You know, there was no task that was too big.
I'd be daft to know that people weren't probably supporters shouting to me what the score is and stuff like that. The other games that were going on, Millwall playing Swindon, and they were two teams that were in around us at the time. But it was ultimately what we did, because we knew that our destiny was in our own hands. We had to win the game. So when we're down to 10 men and 1-0 down, my sole thought was we need to get 2 goals to get promoted. And regardless if the other teams go and win 7-0 or whatever, we're through, we're into the championship. And that's what I need to focus on, to find a way of getting that result for us.
we made it to the playoff final, to the playoffs, semi-finals in the 2 seasons before that. And we didn't want to go back to the playoffs. And this is in our hands. You know, we're at home. We're arguably the best team in the league, but we're down to 10 men and a goal down.
Now Bradley Johnson. Johnson's ball in. Vecchio in some space. Howson there. Howson shoots! Brilliant! Johnny Howson with the equaliser, and Simon Grayson's substitutes come up again. Johnny Howson with an absolute screamer of a goal from the edge of the area. And the man from the Leeds United Academy tracks Leeds United back into this game. We're level inside Elland Road.
As soon as Johnny scored, I knew straight away we're going up. I know we're going up. It's just a matter of time. Let's get the ball, let's score another goal, and then we can, that's it, we're in party mode.
Well, it was all part of the master plan, wasn't it? Look, you knew in Johnny Howson that he got a goal in him. We did alter the shape to get back into it, and we knew we had to get goals, and people on the pitch, like Bradley, Johnny, they had goals in them, Jermaine, Luciano. And I knew once if we managed to get an equaliser, the whole game would change because of the support that we had. The cop would suck that ball into the net, and ultimately it did. And it was just at the right time. We still had enough time. It wasn't as the last couple of minutes where we really had to fight and scrap to get that goal. I think we probably had half an hour still to get it. So we had to make sure that even then we still played with a purpose and not get done on the counter-attack. And Johnny had that in his locker. He scored so many crucial goals, but really elegant goals, because he's a fantastic footballer. And for a Leeds lad to score the equaliser meant so much to him.
Your goal gets replayed a lot, obviously, for us because it's the goal. But Johnny's goal is some strike.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah. And it, like you said, because my goal, please keep on playing my goal, because I love it. I think it was great. But because my goal was the winning goal, that's why it gets it. But with Johnny's goal, he took it really, really well. And that was the catalyst for the next step, the next phase.
In front of 38,234 of the best fans in world football. Leeds will go searching now for this winning goal that they require. Collins with a flick on, and the goalkeeper Anderson makes the save. Oh, and then the throw out. It's Jermaine Beckford. Chance for Bradley Johnson now. Johnson drives it across goal. Beckford! Yes! Jermaine Beckford puts Leeds into dreamland in front of the Cop Ends. What a goal that could prove to be for Simon Grayson, Jermaine Beckford and everybody inside this ground. If it stays like this, there's nothing Millwall can do, nothing Swindon can do, nothing Charlton can do, and nothing Huddersfield can do. If it stays like this, Leeds are promoted.
Just talk us through that moment then.
So as soon as Brad decided that he's not going to pass it to me, no, he has a shot. I'll be honest, if I was in his position, if our roles were reversed, I would have probably done the same thing. But he shot, and it's sort of gone central. He pushed it out, and it's ricocheted in front of me. And I've got two decisions. I can either volley it and keep it high, or I can volley it down and put it underneath him. The way he came out, it was too difficult to go high. There was a big space underneath him. So in the split second, I said, going low, keep it low. If in doubt, put it underneath the goalkeeper, hit the back of the net, bounced up, I was off.
And it's probably one of the hardest games that you're having to deal with, because I'm dealing with sort of the emotions of thinking we're nearly there, but also the other side of it, I do not want to make sure that we let this slip by any stretch of the imagination. And that's why when the whistle went, it was just it was one of relief for everybody, I think, because we'd actually achieved promotion in a real obscure way of 10 men on the final day of the season.
Do you know what? It's amazing. But the thing that I love about it the most is I get to relive those moments, but not just from my own perspective, from different fans' perspectives, because everybody's seen it, but everybody's seen it in a different situation, scenario, and a different place as well, from a different perspective and all. So it's nice to see and hear everybody else's perspectives on it. It's really, really nice. I enjoy it.
As a manager, being able to do that for Leeds United, but also supporting the club, you've made so many people happy and gone through a lot of misery over a number of years previously that we'd gone to the Championship, and it was personally you were delighted that you've achieved that, but it was mainly for the supporters that have gone through a lot of bad times over the previous years that you've managed to fulfil their dreams, and you're doing a job through them as such, because I know what it meant to what they've been through as well. So yeah, it was. I don't think it probably sunk in until probably the next couple of days that when we'd settle down from celebrating, and then it's the Monday morning, I'm starting the prep for the life in the Championship, who's been released and who's going to be what new targets that we're going to be looking for.
It was a bittersweet moment, but it's a moment that I will always cherish, and I'll always keep so close to my heart. This place it's my home. You know, I feel at home. I feel welcome, and I love it. I love it.
When you're a one-club city and things don't go well, I think it has a knock-on effect to the whole of the city. But on the reverse of that, you have a team doing really well in your city. There's a good feel factor about the place. All of a sudden, people are laughing and smiling a lot more. People are spending more money. Businesses are growing and encouraging. And Leeds is a massive city anyway. But if it's got the football club moving in the right direction, the city just gets even bigger, and there was a reconnection again between the city and the football club. I just felt, and I've said it at the time, there was this wave of a snowball effect where we were just going to try and keep going, that everything was rising, it was really moving forward, the whole place, football club and city in general, and we'd moved to another level, and we were just trying to go to the next step of trying to get to the Premier League, which would have been sort of the icing on the cake for everybody.